Many of you would have seen my live streams on YouTube, where many Muslims join and ask questions about Islam. But in this video, I will ask our Muslim brothers and sisters 5 important questions. I will also give you details and context of these questions. Today's Muslims have never seen Allah or His Prophet, and they think they are connected to Allah through His holy book, Quran. They believe it is a miracle and can never be changed because Allah has promised to protect and preserve His message in the Quran. 4 out of 5 of my questions are related to the Quran. I will request all my Muslim brothers and sisters to pay attention to my questions with an unbiased mind as a rational human being. These questions will open the locked doors in your brain. The first question is, do you know who was the first one to leave Islam after accepting it? Let me tell you, his name was Abdullah ibn Sa'd bin Abi Sarah. The Prophet's companions tasked with the written preservation of Quran were known as Katib-e-Wahi or the scribes of revelation. So Abdullah worked as a scribe for the Prophet. In his biography of the Prophet, Ibn Hisham says that Abdullah was performing scribal duties for the Prophet. Abdullah suggested an alteration that the Prophet liked and told Abdullah to write down what Abdullah had suggested. Abdullah was shocked. So to check when the Prophet dictated, he started to alter the verses of Quran that were revealed to the Prophet. When Abdullah read back these verses to the Prophet never objected to the alterations made by Abdullah. Because of this, Abdullah became an apostate and ran off to Makkah. Abdullah reasoned, if the revelation was from God, how was the Prophet letting it get altered by Abdullah? After the death of the Prophet, Quran was not in a compiled form. The compilation of Quran was done in stages, and its final compilation, as the Muslims claim, was completed during the Caliphate of Uthman ibn Affan, the third Caliph of Islam. These manuscripts were different from the Quran that you have today. The Quran you have is probably Hafs, which is accepted in the more significant part of the Islamic world. But there is another version of the Quran known as Warsh. You can download Warsh from Google Play Store. There are many differences between these two versions of the Quran. Hafs Quran is according to the reading of Abu Umar Hafs bin Sulaiman bin Mughira al-Asadi Kufi. Imam Bukhari and Imam Abu Umar said that Hafs was a liar. Ironically, Imam Bukhari did not accept a single hadith narrated by Hafs. But today, Muslims are reading the Quran according to his reading. Other than Hafs and Warsh, there are a dozen more versions of Quran in the world. My second question is also related to the Quran. Do you know how many different versions of Quran are there? Many Muslims would think my question is laughable because they believe that Quran is a miracle and can never be changed. So there is only one version, and God has promised to preserve the Quran. So how can there be different versions of Quran? But you should know that the third Caliph, Uthman ibn Affan, had to create a standardized version and mass burn all the other copies of Quran in Medina because many different versions and styles of recitation were the sources of conflict among the Muslims. Islamic history claims that Uthman commanded the Quran should only be written in the Qurayshite dialect of Arabic. Many authentic hadiths report that many original Quranic verses were omitted from the Uthmanic compilation. The other problem is that the early Arabic scripts were without pronunciation marks and dots. To grasp this problem, you can Google oldest Quranic manuscript and find images of many early manuscripts then compare these with the Quran you have at your home today and honestly ask yourself whether it resembles the Quran that you have with you or not. Before the third question, let me ask you a hypothetical question. You know Mother Teresa? If I tell you that she wrote a book in which she curses Muslims and especially the companions of the Prophet, in her book she has used words like ignorant, monkey, dog, donkey, swine, unclean, traitors, deaf, lame, and blind for the Muslims and their holy personalities. What would you think about Mother Teresa? You would have a very poor opinion of her, and you would feel that she is genuinely frustrated with Muslims. Let me remind you again that this is a hypothetical question, and Mother Teresa never wrote such a book. But you would be surprised to know that Quran uses all of these words I just mentioned for the disbelievers. Most people who have been reading the Quran since childhood never pay attention to this. But the author of the Quran has an attitude of an egotistic, powerless, and frustrated person. References to all such verses are provided in the description of this video. Let's go to our fourth question. Quran mentions a miracle in which the elephants of an invader were killed by small birds known as ababil, who threw stones at the elephants. According to Islamic tradition, a king named Abraha set out to destroy Kaaba with an army of 1,000 elephants. But Allah defended his house. This story is a complete fabrication because elephants would never be able to travel in the scorching heat of the Arabian desert. Elephants use mud and water to cool themselves during the hot weather. Still, there is no water in the Arabian desert for this purpose because an elephant cannot regulate its body temperature and would die of heat stroke in the Arabian desert. An elephant might need between 100 to 300 kilograms of food and hundreds of liters of water a day. An army of 1,000 elephants can't venture into the Arabian desert, but still Quran claims that birds defeated elephants. But the question remains, did someone truly bring a large army of elephants into the Arabian desert? For those who believe in the story of Surah, I feel my fifth question is, after the advent of Islam, the Kaaba was destroyed by invaders many times. Its walls were demolished, its cover was set on fire. Why was Allah unable to defend his house? The most horrific destruction of Kaaba occurred in 317 Hijri, when the ruler of Bahrain, Abu Tahir al-Karamti, invaded and destroyed the Kaaba. The Karamti army killed pilgrims and threw their corpses into the Zamzam well to fill it to the brim. They destroyed the Kaaba, tore and burnt its cover, and removed its door and Hajarul Aswad. Abu Tahir took Kaaba's door and Hajarul Aswad with him to Bahrain. According to the book SiyasatNama, after reaching Bahrain, he broke Hajarul Aswad into two pieces and put both of these pieces in his toilet. He used to relieve himself while putting his feet on the two pieces of Hajarul Aswad. Hajarul Aswad remained in his toilet for 22 years, and then Muslims paid ransom money and Hajarul Aswad was returned to the Kaaba in Mecca. The question is, why Allah could not help his most sacred house against the Karamati? Please ponder on these questions. Like and share this video, subscribe to this channel, click on the bell icon and enable all notifications, and you will not miss upcoming videos on this channel. Please support this channel on Patreon. The Patreon link is given in the video's description and the end screen. I will see you in another video. Take care.